Hello, it's Pastor Marleen Griffith-Stull coming to you today for our Maundy Thursday reflection for this Holy Week. Our reflection today is from Matthew's Passion Narrative. It's Matthew 27, verse 13 through 31. Then Pilate said to Jesus, "Do you not hear how many accusations they make against you?" But he gave him no answer, not even a single charge, so that the governor was greatly amazed. Now at the festival, the governor was accustomed to release a prisoner for the crowd, anyone whom they wanted. At that time, they had a notorious prisoner called Jesus Barabbas. So after they had gathered, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release to you, Jesus Barabbas or Jesus who is called the Messiah?" For he realized it was out of jealousy that they had handed him over. While he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent word to him, "Have nothing to do with that innocent man, for today I have suffered a great deal because of a dream about him." Now the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowds to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus killed. The governor again said to them, "Which of the two do you want me to release?" And they said, "Barabbas." Pilate said to them, "Then what should I do with Jesus, who is called the Messiah?" All of them said, "Let him be crucified." Then he asked, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Let him be crucified." So then Pilate saw that he could do nothing, but rather that a riot was beginning. He took some water and washed his hands before the crowd, saying, "I'm innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourselves." Then the people as a whole answered, "His blood be on us and on our children." So he released Barabbas for them, and after flogging Jesus, he handed him over to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the governor's headquarters, and they gathered the whole cohort around him. They stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him. And after twisting some thorns into a crown, they put it on his head. They put a reed in his right hand and knelt before him and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews." They spat on him and took the reed and struck him on the head. After mocking him, they stripped him of the robe and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him away to crucify him. Today, I wanted us just to reflect on the very end of that lesson. When we talk to other people, and especially when we insult other people, who is it that we mock? Now, we have a culture that really encourages us to make fun of people, I believe. Just, if you're on Facebook at all, just scroll through how many posts are actually just insulting a person. Maybe a person in power, maybe somebody else. And I know bullying has been around forever, but it's taken a harsher tone now when it can be done online and not face to face. It seems though when we mock someone, we mock them because we feel that they're weaker than us in some way. And so I want you to reflect today on the irony that the soldiers are mocking Jesus as if Jesus is weaker than they are. And do we ever live or act like Jesus is weaker than we are? And then, after you really think about that, whether or not you live as if Jesus is weaker and why we mock people who are weak to start with, I want you to return to one thought. I want you to remember that even though they mocked him with a crown of thorns and made fun of him and spat in his face, I want you to remember who Jesus is. Jesus is the King of Kings and the Lord of life. He certainly is greater than any in that crowd and greater than us as well. And I pray that throughout this week, you will remember that and reflect on the fact that Jesus is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords.